Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm going to be showing you how to make this DIY Moringa and Rosemary hair butter. This is a lightweight, fluffy hair butter that's packed with the benefits of rosemary, moringa herbs. So they help to nourish, promote hair growth, strengthen your hair. So I'm going to show you my process step by step how I make this. So let's go ahead and get started. If this is your first time stopping by, my name is Esther. I make DIY hair and skincare videos. I also sell my products online. I also have my online formulating classes, ebooks. Everything I mentioned will be linked in the description box. So let's jump right in. I'm going to use my scale, my digital scale, to weigh out my ingredients, and I'll have the complete formula. It's going to be at the end of the video. It's going to be in percentages as well as grams. So for this hair butter, I'm going to be using unrefined shea butter. So unrefined shea butter is packed with antioxidants, healthy fats, vitamins. So this is a very moisturizing, natural plant butter. So it's amazing for your hair. So you can also swap it or use another butter like mango butter, cocoa butter, or any other preferred butter of your choice. So normally I would melt this on low heat, but I'm doing my hair butter slightly different today. So I'm going to set this aside, and here I have my infused oil. So I have some moringa powder and rosemary herbs. These are all dried, and I put some apricot oil. So I infused it for just a few days, but I'll link the video or my video showing how I do my infusions. But you can infuse, there's so many ways to do it, but I'll link my video that shows how I do my herbal oil infusions. So I'm just straining out the amounts that I need, and keep in mind that the longer you infuse your herbs, the more potent they're going to be. I didn't keep mine too long. I just infused for a few days, but I recommend infusing for a few weeks if you can. After straining my infused oil, this is what it's looking like. I forgot to mention that I did the infusion using some apricot oil. You can always switch it out with another oil of your choice, sunflower oil, grapeseed oil. Those are good options. But I'm going to add in the rest of my oils. I'm going to be using some olive oil. So olive oil is rich in antioxidants, fatty acids. It's great at moisturizing and conditioning your hair. I'm also going to add in some castor oil. Castor oil is a thick, heavy oil, but it doesn't weigh your hair down. So it's going to do a great job at moisturizing your hair, nourishing your hair as well. You are welcome to switch out any of these oils that I used, and you can use what works for you or what you have available. But this is what the oils are looking like. So normally when I make any type of whipped body butter or hair butter, I usually will melt down my shea butter. But in this case, I'm just going to start whipping directly. What I recommend is make sure you chop up your shea butter into smaller pieces than what I have here, because this was a bit of a struggle. So if you're going to try this method, make sure you cut up your shea butter into much smaller pieces. So you're just going to start whipping. I started whipping on low speed for maybe 2 to 3 minutes, just to break it up and to see if it would start getting fluffy. So I think I did this for about 2 to 3 minutes on low speed, and then I started adding in my oil mixture. So add it bit by bit and then whip. So this was about medium speed. So you want to whip for a little bit, then add the oil. So just do this until you've incorporated all the oil.
You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby.
So the average time for me personally that I like to whip my body butter or hair butter products, it really varies, but I usually try not to whip for more than 10 to 12, 13 minutes. And for my smaller batches, anywhere from 8 to 10 minutes. You really just want to whip until you get a nice fluffy consistency. If you have a recipe that's not very good, it doesn't matter how long you whip, your finished product is going to harden up so much more later if you have a recipe that doesn't have a good balance of butter to oil ratio. But I just kept whipping until I got to a consistency that I was happy with. Of course, you want to scrape down the sides just to make sure that everything is evenly mixed. So in all, I would say I whipped for about 8 to 10 minutes here to achieve this consistency. So I'm not really sure what was going on with my lighting or my camera. So I got a nice light green color, but for some reason it was showing up more as white, like a white hair butter. So I'm not really sure, but it is a light green color. So I don't know if it was my lighting, but the finished product was light green. But this is what it looks like after about 10 minutes of whipping. I'm going to go ahead and add in the rest of my ingredients. So for this hair butter, I decided to add in some essential oils. I'm using a blend of lavender essential oil and rosemary essential oil.
You're gentle and wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly.
I added in some vitamin E T50. This is going to help extend the shelf life of the hair butter. And I went on and added in some arrowroot powder. This is going to help reduce some of the greasiness from the oils in the hair butter. And you can always adjust this as needed. If you find that this hair butter is still too greasy for you, just increase the amount of the arrowroot powder. If you don't have this, you can also use cornstarch or tapioca flour. Those are also good substitutes. So I'm just going to give this a light mix for about a minute or two, just to get everything else well combined. The Moringa and Rosemary hair butter is pretty much ready, but I'm going to address this really quickly. In case you want to use a preservative, you are welcome to do so. I do not use preservatives in any of the oil-based products I make, like my body butter products, maybe body oils, facial oils. But if you want to add a preservative to your hair butter or body butter products, just ensure that you're using an oil-soluble one. I will link my preservative video in the description box where I go over suggestions for preservatives for your body butter or hair butter products. But so far, this is what the texture is looking like. This is what the consistency is looking like. Of course, you can make substitutions, make changes. I'm going to show you the formula here. This is in percentages right here, and I also have it in grams. This was for a 600 gram batch, and I also have the oil infusion recipe as well. I'll link the batch calculator that I use from Wholesale Supplies Plus in case you want to make a different batch size.
Some kind of butterfly.
To store my hair butter, I used some 8-ounce plastic jars, and I got 4 full 8-ounce jars and half of an 8-ounce jar, so 4.5 jars. So this will vary for everyone because honestly it depends on how much air you introduce into the hair butter. But for this batch size, this is what I got for my jars. And that's pretty much it for this hair butter formula. Rosemary, moringa are such powerful herbs that help to strengthen your hair, encourage hair growth. It's good for dry hair. So I hope you try out the formula, but I'm going to show you how I use this in my hair. And I'm also going to show you what this hair butter looks like about 3 weeks later to show you what the consistency and texture looks like.
You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you.
So I'm going to show you how it looks like on the skin, just to show you how it absorbs into the skin. So if you want to make changes to the greasiness or anything like that, you can just adjust the arrowroot powder as I mentioned. So I just applied a little bit on my hand just to show you how it absorbs. So yeah, it does have some greasiness, which I like for my own hair. But you can adjust it as needed by adding some more arrowroot. So if I'm going to use this on my hair, I do have a protective style right now. I have my hair braided. I just make sure to mist my hair. You can use water. I have a hair mist that I'm using just to saturate my hair, my scalp. And then of course I dried my hands, and then I just used the amount that I needed. So once you scoop out the amount that you need, just spread in your hands so that way it can loosen up the butter. So once you spread it out, then you can just massage into your hair, into your scalp. You can use this on your scalp or just use a little bit at a time. So this is what it looks like once I've rubbed it in. So I'm just massaging it into my braided hair because my hair is braided right now. And if you have two-strand twist, this is perfect for doing your two-strand twist as well. This really provides that deep moisture for your hair strands, also for your scalp. So if I'm using it on my scalp, I make sure that my scalp, I've also sprayed my scalp, and then I just use a little bit of the butter, spread it in my hands and massage into my scalp. But of course, this is going to vary for everyone. I always recommend doing a patch test. If you've never used a hair butter or anything like that, do a patch test, wait 24 hours to make sure you don't have any type of irritation to any of the ingredients. And if you've watched this far, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Please don't forget to like this video because that really supports me. But this is what the consistency, the texture looks like after 3 weeks. So it does change slightly, but it does not get hard. The consistency is still soft, it's still fluffy. But I hope you found this video helpful, useful. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. I'd love to answer them as best as I can. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.
You give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here.